Good morning, children. Children, in the class today, we'll continue with what we started last time. Last time we studied Bar-Sabbat law and two applications of Bar-Sabbat law. Today we'll proceed ahead and find out the magnetic field due to circular current carrying coil at its center and at any point over its axis. So let us find out the magnetic field due to circular current carrying coil over its center. Well, you know, whenever we find out magnetic field because of any current carrying coil at any point using Bar-Sabbat law, we have to create condition conducive for application of Bar-Sabbat law. For that, we divide the whole conductor into infinite number of infinitesimally small length dl each, and that is what we do here. This is a circular current carrying coil. We divide it into infinite number of infinitesimally small current carrying conductors of length dl each, and if we join dl with point O where magnetic field is to be found out, we get R, and this R is going to be A, the radius of the coil, and angle between dl and R, the direction of dl is going to be tangential to the circle, and this R, which is radius, is always perpendicular to tangent to circle. So this angle theta, Bar-Sabbat law, angle theta is 90 and R is equal to A. If we substitute these values here, mu naught I dl sin 90 upon 4 pi A square. If we substitute these values, what do we get? dB is mu naught I dl upon 4 pi A square. Now, so as to find out net magnetic field because of odd current carrying element, we have to integrate it. And once we integrate it, well, right hand side the only variable is dl. So integration of dl is done from 0 to 2 pi A. Well, when we integrate this dl from 0 to 2 pi A, we get 2 pi A, solve it, we get mu naught I upon 2A. This is the value of magnetic field due to circular current carrying coil over its center. And if there are n number of turns, magnetic field is going to be n times. If there are 2 turns, magnetic field is going to be twice of this. If there are 3 turns, magnetic field is going to be thrice of this. And if there are n turns of the coil, then magnetic field is going to be mu naught Ni upon 2A. Well, now let us move on to second application. Magnetic field because of the same current carrying coil, but now over a point over its axis, at a point over its axis. This is point P over the axis of this coil. This is a 3D diagram, children. This is, say, your y-axis. This is, say, your z-axis, and this is, say, x-axis. So this point is over the axis of circular current carrying coil. The situation is like this. This is a circular current carrying coil, and right over its axis we have point P at a distance x from its center. The situation can be visualized like this. This is a circular current carrying coil. This is circular current carrying coil, and this is point P over its axis. And this circular current carrying coil is in YZ plane, and this is axis of the coil, which is also x-axis. So as usual, as we know that we have to divide this current carrying conductor into infinite number of infinitesimally small current carrying length conductors of length dl each. So we do the same. We divide it into infinite number of current carrying elements of length dl each. Let us take one arbitrary dl here at the top, and if we join this dl with this point over the axis, we get R of Bar-Sabbat law. And what is that R? That R is going to be, this is right angle triangle. You can see this R is going to be a square x square square root. So what is magnetic field dB because of this current carrying element here? Well, this angle between dl and R is going to be 90 degree. This is angle theta of Bar-Sabbat law. How is this angle 90 degree? You can see it. This is your current carrying coil. This is your current carrying coil, and if we take a current carrying element right to the top and join that current carrying element with the point over its axis like this, this is point P, and this point P joins this current carrying element. What is angle between them? Angle between them is what? 90 degree. You can see yourself also. So this angle between R and dl is going to be 90 degree. So in Bar-Sabbat law, mu naught I dl, this theta is 90 degree, 4 pi R square. This is dB. And what is direction of dB? What is direction of dB? Can we integrate this dB and find out the net magnetic field at this point? No. Why? Because dB vectors because of every current carrying element are in different direction. So what is the direction of dB vector? For that we'll apply Fleming's right hand palm rule. According to Fleming's right hand palm rule, if you place current carrying conductor along thumb, then the direction of magnetic field at any point is direction normal to palm, like this. If this is current carrying conductor, magnetic field direction is what? The direction of this pen. This pen. So what is the direction of magnetic field because of a current carrying element here? What is the direction of magnetic field because of a current carrying element here, dl, at this point? So that direction I am going to find out using Fleming's right hand palm rule. Let us place the thumb along this current and let us take our finger to the point where magnetic field is to be found out. Let us spread our palm, and if we spread our palm, well, this is going to be the spread, this is going to be palm. This incline you can see is what? The palm. This incline is going to be palm, like this, and direction normal to the incline is going to be the direction of magnetic field. Is it clear? See, this is direction of current passing through this segment at the top, and we stretch our hand, take our finger to the point where magnetic field is to be found out, and direction of magnetic field is the direction perpendicular to palm. So this is the direction of magnetic field. Well, the direction of magnetic field here is going to be perpendicular to this incline. What is this incline? This incline is nothing but the spread of the palm. This is the spread of the palm. This is the palm. And the transverse view we see just it as a straight line. So this is the palm, and perpendicular to palm is magnetic field. So every current carrying element will have direction in different directions. Every current carrying element will have magnetic field in different direction. Like this magnetic field, this current carrying element has magnetic field in this direction, in this direction. Similarly, the other current carrying elements will have magnetic field in different directions. The direction of magnetic field here would be perpendicular to this incline, and the perpendicular to incline at each and every point over this right circular cone would be different. Perpendicular to the incline at each and every point would be different. Here it is like this, here it would be like this, here it would be like this, here it would be like this. So everywhere, because of every current carrying element, direction of dB would be different. Well, what is this? What is this angle phi? This is right circular cone. If we join every point over the ring with this point, we get the right circular cone as shown to you. As shown to you. Well, this is semi-vertical angle of the right circular cone. And magnetic field here, which is perpendicular to this palm, is what? Like this. This angle is phi. By simple geometry, you can work out. This angle is going to be phi. If this angle is phi, what is the magnetic field here? This magnetic field will have two components. One would be along y-axis, dB cos phi. Other would be along x-axis, dB sin phi. Now, if we take geometrically opposite current carrying element of this segment, that is, if the current carrying element we have taken this side, let us take the current carrying element right here, just geometrically opposite. So, the magnetic field because of this current carrying element would again be perpendicular to the spread of the palm. This is the palm, like this. This angle as usual would be phi. This magnetic field will also have two components. One is dB cos phi along y-axis, other would be dB sin phi along x-axis. Now you can see that dB cos phi cancel out. They neutralize each other. They are equal and opposite. They cancel each other. So net field along y-axis is 0. But net field along x-axis, these two field vectors are parallel to each other. So net field is going to be what? This simple sign. So what is magnetic field at this point P? Magnetic field at point P is going to be along x-axis, and it would be sum of dB sin phi, and that is what? dB sin phi is what? 2 dB sin phi. Let us substitute the value of dB, not ideal sin 90 upon 4 pi r square, that you know already. What is sin phi? Sin phi is perpendicular of hypotenuse A upon R. Now, if you solve it, what do we get? If you simplify it, we get V0 I A upon 4 pi r cube into dl is equal to dbx. Now we can integrate, because all dB sin phi are parallel to each other. All these field vectors are parallel to each other. Because of a diametrically opposite current carrying element, the net field along y-axis is 0. Therefore, magnetic field because of every current carrying element along y-axis would be 0. because every current carrying element will have its diametrically opposite current carrying element. Because of a pair, net magnetic field is zero. Therefore, because of all current carrying elements, net magnetic field along y-axis would always be zero. And along x-axis, net magnetic field is going to be simple sum of these sign components. So if we solve it, we get this is magnetic field, this magnetic field along x-axis, and total magnetic field along x-axis is going to be integration of this. When we integrate it, right hand side the only variable is dl, and the limit of integration is going to be L is equal to 0 to pi a. Why pi a? Because once we find out the magnetic field, because of half of the current carrying elements, other half is automatically added up, because this is magnetic field because of a diametrically opposite pair. So when we find out magnetic field because of half sign component, because of half the sign component due to other half, they are automatically taken into account. So integration of dl is 0 to pi a. If we don't take 2 here, we can take the limit 0 to 2 pi a. Anyway, we write dl as 2 pi a, and write on r is equal to x a square plus x square square root. We get the value of magnetic field is this. This is the value of magnetic field, and you can see in this magnetic field, if we put x is equal to 0, we get the magnetic field at the center, which is mu naught I upon 2a. If we substitute x is equal to 0, a square 3 by 2 is what? A cube, and a cube and a square cancel out, we get a in the denominator. This is the value of magnetic field at the center, which we have already found out. Now, as x increases, see, b is inversely proportional to x, which is here in the denominator. As x increases, b has to decrease. So as x increases, the value of b decreases. And when x becomes infinity, very very large, the denominator becomes infinite. Therefore, magnetic field is going to be what? 0. Variation of magnetic field from the center of coil up to infinity can be plotted like this. This is center of the coil, where x is equal to 0. This is x on one side. This is distance over x-axis other side. So at center, the magnetic field is maximum, and as we move away from the center, magnetic field decreases both sides. And when we move far away, the magnetic field becomes 0. So this is the graphical plot of V against X. Now let us find out magnetic field due to circular arc at its center. This is a circular arc. This is magnetic point O, where we wish to find out magnetic field. As usual, we divide this circular arc into infinite number of infinitely small current carrying length dl each. And because of 1 dl, magnetic field is going to be what? Mu naught I dl sin 90 upon 4 pi a square. What? Theta is 90, because this dl and r, they are going to be perpendicular to each other. We have already discussed the same thing there. And a is going to be same as r, or r is going to be same as a. Well, we integrate it, we get the integration of dl, and we integrate it from 0 to l, where l is the total length of the arc. So the value of magnetic field is mu naught I l upon 4 pi a square. This L can also be written as this L. This is arc L, and this is angle theta. This is angle phi. The arc subtend at center. This is A. So what is this? This phi is equal to L upon A. Phi is equal to arc upon radius. So what is this L? L is going to be A into phi. So this phi is L upon A. That means L is going to be A into phi. If we substitute the value of L is equal to A phi, we get one of the A cancels out. This is the value of magnetic field because of circular arc. This is also the value of magnetic field because of a circular current carrying arc. Here the length of the arc is here, and here we have the angle substituted by the arc at the center. Now there are some numericals which you can work out, very very simple. Numericals are these. This one is the circular arc, and we wish to find out magnetic field at this point O. Because of this state current carrying inductor, magnetic field is going to be 0. Because of this state current carrying inductor, magnetic field is going to be 0. Because O is where? O is over the axis of the current carrying conductors, and you know over the axis of current carrying conductor, magnetic field is 0. So magnetic field here is only because of this circular arc. And angle of circular arc is what? Pi by 6. So you substitute pi by 6 here, use this formula, substitute pi by 6, I, A, all are given, and you can work out your answer. This is, in this question, this is a semicircular arc. This is the straight wire which turns and makes a semicircle and moves straight like this. So what is magnetic field at O? Well, this circular arc is going to be what? Pi A. You can write down, you can use this formula. L is going to be pi A, that is the circumference of a semicircle. Or you can use this formula, with phi. Phi is what? Pi. This angle subtended by the arc is going to be what? This angle subtended by the arc is going to be pi. So anyway you can do. And you can also use this formula. V naught Ni upon 2a. Since for semi-circle you can write down n as half also. So you can write down n as half. You can use this formula of circular arc, or you can use this formula of circular arc, and you can work out the value of the magnetic field. And magnetic field is going to be V naught I upon 4a. If you substitute n is equal to half, V naught I upon 4a is the value of magnetic field. These are two straight current carrying conductors, long and straight, magnetic field at O, which is the midpoint. Magnetic field because of this wire, upper wire would be what? Cross, and magnetic field because of the lower wire would be dot. So magnetic field because of upper wire would be cross 1, and because of lower wire would be what? Dot. Both the field vectors are in opposite direction. Therefore, net field would be what? B2 minus B1. B2 is dot, B1 is cross. This is the value of magnetic field. Well, what is the value of magnetic field due to long straight wire? V naught I upon 2 pi A. A is given as. So everything is given, you can work out your answer. What is magnetic field? Here I checked here. Find out the magnetic field because of straight wire. Find out magnetic field because of this. This is the straight wire which takes a turn. There is a small cut. Takes a turn, makes a circle, and then it moves straight. So magnetic field at point O is magnetic field because of this long straight wire and because of this circle. So magnetic field because of straight wire is what? V naught I upon 2 pi A, and that would be what? Cross. And magnetic field because of this circle would be what? Dot. And the value would be what? V naught I upon 2a. So that magnetic field at point O would be what? Magnetic field at point O would be what? V naught I upon 2a minus V naught I upon 2 pi a. This one is cross and this one is going to be dot. Then magnetic field is going to be dot. Please work out these numericals. We'll come to the end of this class. Thank you very much. God bless you all.